Hello, people, and welcome to the most boring live stream ever on YouTube today. And I'm going to have to take off here in a minute. Enjoy the chickens while I go grab the cage. Oh. Ow. That was dumb. Hey Joe, welcome in. I had to run and grab a cage. Hey Blind, what's happening? This quail pen's almost done. You got a foot of water in it. Man. Getting slow in my old age. I'm too cheap to buy the watering system, so I have to make my own. Throw some glasses on quick. Hey, welcome in, Eggman, Northwoods, Lemmy. This is how us hillbillies make our waterers. Drill a hole in the bottom, run your tubing, take spray foam insulation, put it around the hole so it seals it. Way cheaper than silicone, lasts way longer, and yeah, it works. Usually I cut the extra tube off, but this time I'm leaving it on. Hey, welcome in Mama Cookie. Welcome in Susanna. Thanks for dropping by. Lemmy says I was attacked by 3 people on the 10th. A hydraulic engineer. Actually, when I was in the workforce, Eggman, I had to work with hydraulics. I did mechanical, electrical, hydraulic, pneumatic. Blind says I carry 2 quick blades and a double-edged dagger on my side, and sometimes my framing hammer. Three jump me. I'm getting some blood out of them. Blind says being in Chicago made me cautious. When I was younger, I used to carry a pair of nunchucks with me, but I didn't really need to, since you could always pick up a broom and use that as a staff stick, or if you were in the pool hall, pool cue worked. I was very grateful, and I'm really glad that I learned how to use a staff stick. Joe says, this is why I live in the woods. There ain't no people, only deer. Blind says, motherfuckers can't fight one-on-one anymore. Eggman says, a little pocket-sized 380 punches nice holes. Yeah, I prefer a 40 if I'm going to carry. But that's just me. Illinois sucks really bad on its gun laws, so pretty much got to have somebody armed with a gun, you know. If he's armed with a knife and you shoot him, you're still going to get some shit over it. Because Illinois sucks. Blind says, I don't like being all beat up. Takes too long to heal. That's why you make it quick, Blind. Joe says, Mama, I have a stream right near me. Alright, let's get some primer on this crap. Alright. We'll glue this other feeder when Birdie P is around. Because I'm embarrassed to say I can't open the fucking jar. The jar outsmarted me. What the hell is going on, man? Alright, I guess without Valium, I am that weak. Hey Chevy, welcome in. Alright, Eggman, take care. Thanks for dropping in. People still using masks and hoodies to rob. COVID-19 totally changed everything. It did exactly what it was supposed to, Blind. Exactly what it was supposed to. Blind says I like 2 blades, 1 for each lung. Hey Isa, you need help getting in? I'll help you in a minute. We got a couple more Brahmas over there to coop up still. Wanda, the whole stream thanks you. They no longer have to put up with this, with my stream falling every couple minutes. Go on, fly up there, chicken. You can do it. You came out, now fly back in. There you go. See, I knew you could do it. Because you don't want to get eaten by the owl. We got a possum the other night. I messed up when I made that quail cage. I didn't pay attention. I made it way too tall. I should have made it like 14 to 18 inches high max. And I made it like 20 inches. Blind says, shit, I sit out back, got my blades, machetes, hammers, sticks, sharpened from the fire pit. Mama Cookie says, great commercial, Bouncer said. He left you a comment on your comment on his channel. Sweet, Mama Cookie. Blind says, I need more lead. I've got plenty of lead, Blind. Joe Public says, Blind, we will be criminals for having blunt spoons in the UK soon. Blind says, Road, you see the Chicago gangbangers think they're going to take on the military? Haven't seen that, Blind. Ice already shot one. I'll tell you what, if they get in the wrong part of Chicago, dude, I'm pretty sure those boys can take on the military. They're a lot smarter at urban combat than ICE is. Alright, looks like we can walk up and put the Brahmas to sleep now. This brood hen should be they should be hatching coming up here almost real soon. You guys are making a lot of noise. Alright, good night, ladies. We'll coop these guys up while we're here too. Mine as well. Joe says, Road, do you still have that funny little goat? I'm not sure, Joe. We have a bunch of goats still. I don't know which goat you're talking about, though, exactly. Bouncer says, blind, go to an old cemetery. Lead was used to set stones on bases. There will never be a shortage. Blind says, yeah, I heard they even outlawed paintball guns in the UK. Blind says, same way down in Australia. Blind, just make yourself a crossbow out of an old leaf spring from an old car. That bolt will go right through an air conditioner. In one side, out the other. Cum. Road, it was a long time ago. I think you had one that used to sit in the feed bowl thingy. Oh, yeah, no. El Jefe, he's gone. He's gone, Joe. Blind said, I got jumped when I was 24 in Chicago. I ripped the guy's eyeball out. I got jumped when I was in Hamilton, Ohio. And I don't know how many of them beat me up because I was tripping balls. And they beat me into a free clinic. They broke all the ribs in my body, and I was a mess. The only thing I remember about it was there was more than one, and I grabbed one guy's curly hair and I ground his nose off on the asphalt. Joe says, police took my archery equipment. That sucks, Joe. Bouncer says, in case of emergency, you can always collect lead from a cemetery. You didn't hear nothing from me. Blind says, Bouncer, I'd get arrested. Cameras are everywhere. Blind, I said in case of emergency. Which means, at that point in time, Blind, cameras ain't gonna matter. Hey, Sunfish, welcome in. Better be careful, Blind. Bouncer's going to put his special sauce on you. Blind says, I'm a fast thinker. I can make a defense weapon out of anything. Bouncer says it makes everything tasty, Sunfish. Hey, Sunfish, what do you think about an Americana Golden Comet cross? Wait, I take that back. A Isa Brown Golden Comet cross. That's what I was thinking about. An Isa Brown cross to Golden Comet. Joe says, if I get attacked, I just get my willy out. It freaks them out. Better be careful, Joe. Might be some woman who wants that willy. Do it, make the cross. I'm thinking about it, Sunfish. It'll just make a fluffier chicken. Bouncer says, my go-to is where people don't like to visit in a time of extraordinary circumstances. A cemetery will be pretty safe. Blind says, if it comes down to it, I'll be looking under them stones. Blind, if it comes down to it, you know how to pull in my driveway, dude. I have plenty of lead, dude. Sunfish says, I'm really thinking the Jersey Giants mixed with the Golden Lace Wyandottes. Oh boy. Sounds cool. Bouncer says, around the stones, not under. Joe says, I love cemeteries and graveyards. Got my cage done, but as you can see, Sunfish, I made it way too tall. What I should do is just put another layer in it and make it a two-tier cage. I'm going to end up having problems because it's so high. Because I'm trying to fly and end up killing themselves, breaking their necks trying to fly. That's my luck. I need to check the borrowed rocks while I'm over here. Bouncer says, I love that new girlfriend smell, but Mama Cookie got me a shock collar. Blind says a transsexual might want that willy. Sunfish says, Mama Cookie needs a cattle prod for your butt, Bouncer. Bouncer says, blind like sausage? Come on, Rooster, I gave you 6 hens to service. Get to doing your job, buddy. Alright, I don't know where the other rooster's hiding out at. Yesterday he went in the coop by himself. I imagine he might have did the same thing today. Bouncer says, nothing like a good old Polish sausage, horseradish, and ketchup. Blind says, I like crumbly sausage. Sunfish says he's definitely a sausage and pretzel kind of guy. Blind says defense weapons in each hand and pockets full of shells. Bouncer says blood sausage is the best thing ever. Joe says Lincolnshire sausage. You have that in America? I'm not even sure what that is, Joe. I've never heard of it. Blind says blood sausage is good with spam. You can keep your blood sausage along with your liver and your cow brains. I'll pass on all of that. Unless I'm hungry, then I'll eat it. Lincolnshire is a county in England. It's the best sausage ever. Nope, can't say that I've ever even heard of it, Joe. Bouncer says, I'm pretty sure blood sausage is good by itself. It's not yucky like the name sounds. Sunfish says, Bouncer be like, you can take my freedom, but not my sausage. Jenny would say, give me spam or give me death. Joe says, Cumberland sausage is the next best. Never heard of that either. I don't know what Cumberland sausage is. Blind says, how's Philly these days, Bouncer? I bet it's just lovely. Bouncer says it depends on what the tugger looks like. Just saying. Joe says you have black pudding in America? Not to my knowledge, Joe. Not to my knowledge. Maybe some of these other people in chat, but I don't. Bouncer says Philadelphia is still a shithole. Black pudding is made from blood and stuff. Bouncer says black pudding is like blood sausage. How Bouncer makes Dachshund sausage. Bouncer says Chicago was awesome compared to Philadelphia. Yeah, I did not like Philly at all. I'm with you on that, Bouncer. I've been all over Chicago, and Philly is definitely worse in my opinion. Much worse. Blind says chicken livers and gizzards. You can have them, Blind. That's survival for food. Sunfish says yummy. Catfish bait? Yeah. Great catfish bait. I'm with you on that, Sunfish. Bouncer says Chicago has a lot to offer. Philadelphia has already been robbed. Blind says, where did you go to the zoo and at night? Dude, I was in Cabrini Green when it was still standing blind. So Lakeshore Drive is still decent in Chicago blind. Tripping on by on LSD, Friday night trouble bound. Joe says, oh my God, liver sausage. Can't find it in the UK anymore. It's fucking lovely. Yeah, I'm not up for eating the filter on my car, Joe. I don't want to eat no liver. Sunfish says I can feel my bristles in the wind. I don't know. I think Lakeshore Drive's still pretty cool, blind. So is Museum of Science and Industry. Let's see what Bouncer said. Bouncer said the Fields Museum of Natural History and the Water Tower Mall were my hangouts. Yeah, Museum of Science and Industry. What's that other place? Then they've got that big, the Shedd Aquarium. That's what it was. That place is pretty cool too. Yeah, the Shedd Aquarium, Bouncer. Joe says blind. What about the road out? Yeah, when I was in Philadelphia, I actually wanted to go visit a gym down there, and I never made it to the gym. Bouncer says the planetarium was cool as well. Yes, it was, Bouncer. I could not think of the name of it, and I didn't want to be like an idiot and say, you know, the moon and the stars place. But Lakeshore Drive is still pretty nice. You can zip around there pretty good too. The cops don't usually hang out on Lakeshore Drive. Line says, I don't see one big city in America in my forecast. I'm staying away from all of them. Bouncer says, I spent days looking at fish, crystals, and mummies. 3 great stops. Well, blind, I don't plan on going anywhere now either. I couldn't get away now if I wanted to. Blind says, I've been to a lot of them. Atlanta, Memphis, etc. All dumps ever since Hurricane Katrina. The last time I was at a museum, well, hell, the last time I was at a zoo even was with my kids, and that was probably 20 years ago now. Maybe more. 25 years ago, maybe. I don't know, I'm not real good with time. Bouncer says the dinosaurs looked much smaller than expected. Oh crap, I gotta go lock these chickens up still. I wonder how hot it is by Eggman. It's supposed to be getting up to 94 here in the next 2 days. That's gonna suck. Blind said, not at night. The crooks all come out. You better not be alone. Red line, blue line, not good. Bouncer says, Rush and Division was my favorite place to roll people, Blind. Oh man, I remember Division all too well. Blind says, the road out of Chicago is the best road in Illinois. Well, hell, what comes out of Chicago? 90, 290, or is that 294? Hell, I don't remember. It's been a long time since I had my my Illinois iPass. Bouncer says, great pizza places and too many pigs and hookers. Blind says, Rush Street is no good unless you're 10 or so deep. You can find a lot of good things on Rush Street. Blind? Hey, it's better than Hamilton, Ohio. Where they used to go, bombs on Con, bang, 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 just robbed the First National, and then some crazy guy would chase you down and try to kill you. Some 12-year-old girl said that to this guy, and he actually chased her down and choked her to death. Bouncer says the liquor store would sell to anyone. Joe says, big city life. Here my heart have no base, and right now Babylon deep on me case, big city life. Try forget my pressure, nah, ease up no matter how hard me try. Big city life, my heart have no English tune. Blind says Rockford used to be alright, now it's a fucking dump. Blind, Rockford was a dump back in hell, back in the 90s Rockford was a dump, dude. Bouncer says anything is better than Kensington in Philadelphia. Anything. Hey Jason, welcome in. Good to see ya. Blind says, shit bouncers, we got them zombies here. Jason says, and thanks for allowing free speech here. Yeah, free speech is only against the government. Todd still doesn't understand that, First Amendment free speech is against the government. So it's kind of funny when he talks about it. He makes me laugh. Joe says, we have zombies here. They smoke spice. Most channels don't like free speech to a certain level. Yeah. Jason, pretty much the only thing here is we ban pedos who are convicted pedos or people who creep that way. I don't know how else to say it. Bouncer says it's allowed until the Google moderator removes my comments. I'm pretty sure the Google moderator wants to fuck me like a prom date by now. Yeah, I know. I don't get that, man. You know, we're supposed to have control of our own channels, yet some of the stuff that people say, the Google mods will just whack it. It's insane, man. Joe says, I love free speech. I like it when someone calls me names. Yeah, but actually, First Amendment free speech is only against the government. So, I mean, you don't have a First Amendment right to free speech to another citizen. It's just not how the Constitution was written. Jason says, Google mods. They better not be on my channel. Jason, they're on everybody's channel, bud. Jenny says, Google mod needs to get laid. Yeah, no doubt, Jenny. Blind says, free speech in my backyard is a different kind of free speech. Exactly, Blind. Bouncer says, geez, that's a third car commercial. Since I've been here. They must love your driving. What you're Bouncer, are you getting commercials while we're chatting? I don't understand, man. Joe says, I'm paying compensation to 2 big security guards because I said F off to them. What? Blind says, Davenport, Iowa is full of them tweaked out motherfuckers. Kensington zombies are everywhere. I was there in 1985. Bouncer says, Jenny needs what? Hey, Leslie, welcome in. Doing evening farm chores myself. Hey, everyone. Bouncer says, yes, pop-up commercials. Oh, man, I gotta fix that. How the hell do I fix that? That drives me crazy when I'm on somebody's stream chatting and damn commercials come on while I'm chatting. I can't stand that, man. I don't want that to happen to people. Jason says, oh, well, one thing. When you upload a video, you gotta change what filters from standard to none. Yeah, I don't have any filters on, Jason. Joe says, I got YouTube Premium, had enough of advertisements. Yeah, I don't want... If I go to a chat and it keeps putting up commercials during the chat, I mean, I'll watch them when I first come in, and then I'll watch them when I leave. But if he keeps throwing it up like every 5 minutes while I'm chatting, I'll just dip out of the channel, man. That drives me crazy. Bouncer says, your chat goes away and an ad pops up like a billboard, not action. If you don't change it, the default is standard. Sunfish says, I'm lucky now. I got my dog trained to put the birds up. Awesome, Sunfish. Get out from behind this tree. All right, Bouncer, I'm going to figure out how to fix that tonight. Because I don't want people to have to deal with ads coming up while they're trying to chat. That dorks me out. Joe says, Jenny with the spam. Joe says, I think it's mid-roll ads. All right, cool, Joe. I'll have to look. I will see if that's checked, and if it is, I'll uncheck it. Because I definitely don't want people having to deal with that. I mean, I know I'm a cheap ass. I'm not buying YouTube Premium. So, I can't be the only cheap ass on the channel. So it's got to be irritating other people. I can't make up my mind. Can't make up my mind if I should make French toast for dinner or make pork tenderloin, fried pork tenderloin. Jason says, gotta say, I appreciate you rode these chats, a thumbs up. Cool, Jason. Glad you come here and hang out, man. Bouncer says, just happened again, like the Chevy commercial aboard. Can you skip the crap? Or no? Or will it not let you skip it either? I'll try and fix it, and if I can't fix it, then I'll have Jenny try to fix it. And if Jenny can't fix it, we can blame it on Jenny. How does that sound? Bouncer says, yes, there's still commercials. That's insane, man. Jason says toast. Jason's going for the French toast. Yeah, French toast is pretty easy to cook. I can cook up like a whole loaf of Texas toast bread into dinner. That should feed 6 people. Bouncer says they are evidently paying attention. No, I need to get a vehicle again soon. Jenny says French toast sounds fabulous. Jason says you wash it with egg and spices, I guess. Yeah, it's nothing spectacular. You just a bunch of eggs, a little bit of milk, cheat, put a little bit of organic sugar in it, and then deep fry it. Joe says, just throwing this out here, but if you are a sniper, you don't go on a roof that's 2 that have done that now. Blind said had to switch phones. Jenny says French toast and spam. Jason says use curry and nutmeg, etc. The only thing else I put on there is I'll use Ceylon cinnamon, or however you say it. It's CELYON. And I usually let people put whatever they want on their French toast. Maple syrup, sycamore syrup, jelly, salt. Jason says, I eat India style, multiple spice and everything. Joe says, fried spam sandwich, yum, yuck. Jenny says, right on, Joe. Man, you guys would be easy to feed. Just fire up a grill, put on like 20 cans of Spam, throw a can of Spam on everybody's plate. Bouncer says, maple syrup on a sausage. I'm not saying nothing. I'll close my eyes and take a bite. Blind says, Dollar General's got some nasty-ass patties. Jason says, works for me, but I need veggies and habanero sauce. Joe says, corned beef is probably the best thing in the world. Exactly, Joe. Corned beef, nothing beats a good Reuben sandwich. But I don't like it with that sauce crap on there. I just like it. The corned beef, the sauerkraut, the cheese, the rye bread, and then I'm good to go. Bouncer says corned beef hash. Yeah, I go for corned beef hash. Jason says, I like Dollar General's brand of some, though, decent. Not the canned beef, though. Blind said, we bought a box, tried to grill them. Hell of a fire. Joe says, right, stop. My mouth is watering now. Spam. Jason says, spam. So let me go read. Jason said, I like Dollar General's brand of Spam, though. Decent. Not the canned beef, though. Hey, Tom, welcome in. Bouncer says, I'm craving corned beef hash with eggs now. That does sound good, Bouncer. Jenny says, not to mention Braunschweiger. Yuck. Blind says that chicken in a can smells just like Spam. Joe says, I like making corned beef shepherd's pie. All right, now we decided that we're having French toast tonight. I don't have to worry about it. Blind says I'm stoned. I need brownies. Bouncer says, Jenny, I found a slightly smoky Braunschweiger. It's delicious. Tom says, I'm a few beers in. Cheers. Right on. Jenny says, where, Bouncer? What store? Joe says, it's 2 a.m. here. Nearly it's raining. I'm so far away from corned beef, it's not fair. Blind says, here soon I'm going to smoke a apple pie on the grill and use apple wood chips. That actually sounds pretty gross. Bouncer says, Save-A-Lot. It looks like a Jimmy Dean sausage roll. Jenny says, I've started putting a little horseradish on my Braunschweiger sandwiches. Jason says, Save-A-Lot has some good stuff. Blind says, a smoked apple pie is the bomb. I'm not big on apple pie. I have a deep felt love for French silk or cheesecake. Those are like the two things that I'm into. Blind says cherry pie. I'm not into the cherry pie either, or the pecan pie. Pretty much French silk, I could eat it till I puke, and I could do the same thing with cheesecake. Bouncer says, I really love hot horseradish, especially in bearded clams right out of the water. Joe says, cucumber, onion, corned beef salad, cream sandwich. Oh my God. Jason says, key lime with coconut or pumpkin. Jenny says, I don't think we have a Save-A-Lot. I don't think we have Save-A-Lot either, Jenny. Blind says, I'll eat all that. Tom says, do you feed quail crumble or a special feed? Feed them a high protein feed, Tommy. You can get away with feeding a meat bird and throwing in some Hayden fish meal. They also have a starter mix for like turkeys and stuff. I forget the exact name it's called, but it's for like starting turkey pullets, ducks, quail, pheasants, crap like that. Blind says, now I need cookies. Joe says, I'm munching on my dog's food now. No shops are open. Bouncer, Jenny, that's terrible. They carry Sugardale hams for like 99 cents a pound. Best ham anywhere. And when the quail get older, Tommy, you can take like meat bird chicken feed, and you can blend that up and mix that with layer feed, regular chicken layer feed. Do a 50-50 mix of that, or a 75-25 mix even of layer feeds, and you can feed that and they'll still lay good. Bouncer, Joe, drink plenty of water, it's okay. Jason, oh no, Joe, can you get some food soon though? Joe says, Bouncer, thank you. Jenny says, we have an Aldi, but I don't go there. Why don't you go to Aldi's, Jenny? Aldi's has some good crap, man. They have all organic crap, too. Joe Public says, Jason, I'm okay. It's just you lot talking about food. It's made me want food. Bouncer says, I like generic dog food. More like crackers than the name brands. Blind says, town I live in, no shops after 9 p.m. here. Joe says, we have Lidley and Aldi. Jenny says, it's in Indiana. Jason says, be careful of Aldi's produce, though. Some are bad GMOs. Tomatoes taste like styrofoam. Tom says, yes, Aldi has good food. I don't know, Jason. The one by us, all their food is pretty good, man. I mean, I haven't gotten anything there that I've been dissatisfied with. Bouncer says, milk bones and charcoal snaps. I gotta find my channel lock pliers so I can open the glue up, that PVC glue. Joe says, ASDA supermarket near me. If you can go at half 8 p.m., you can get pasta salad lunches for 10 pence. I don't know how much 10 pence is. Blind says, all stores produce is GMO Central. Tommy says, Aldi's is a German company. I'll tell you, those green peppers I made yesterday from the farmer's market, those things held together so good. It was unbelievable. Blind says, all of our food is poison. I'm pretty sure I'm not eating poison food, Blind. Jenny says, making a tomato sandwich from the tomatoes from the garden. Tom says, Target is French. Jason says, I found some GMOs are fine and some aren't. Varies greatly. Blind says, water is poison. Joe says, Blind, it's not working then. Bouncer says, I like foraging for food and strangers in the woods. Jenny says, I'm going to make creamy cucumber salad tomorrow. I want to make some of those cookies that my mom used to make. They look like shooter marbles. And you would when you ate them, they would kind of disintegrate in your mouth. And they tasted really buttery. And I don't know what they're called. And I don't know the recipe. So I'm kind of shit out of luck on that one. Blind says, but 90% of America is eating poison. Oh, I believe that, Blind. Joe says, Bouncer, I'm in the woods now. Blind says, hot dogs are poison. Bouncer says, Jenny, are you using that dressing I made for you? Blind, actually, Jenny says hot dogs are cat butts. Blind says water is poison. Fluoride, #1 ingredient in rat poison. Well, I don't drink city water, Blind, so. Jason says, that's like me trying to recreate my grandpa's cooking. I hear you. Hey, welcome in, Tales. Tales says, 87% of Canada food is GMO. Jenny says, I'm sticking with the horseradish. Bouncer says, Kunstler skinless wieners are awesome poison. I've had some hot dogs that taste really good, especially those foot-long hot dogs, but you can never get them. Joe says, I think UK food is more healthy. America food has more sugar, salt, etc. added to it. Oh, Joe, a lot of the products that are sold here, like the Fruit Loops, can't even be sold in the UK because of the dyes that are used to color the fruit. So you guys get Fruit Loops without colors. Jason says, yep, Joe, I get mad at all the added sugar. Jenny says, tell me a cat butt doesn't look like the end of a hot dog. Blind says, UK won't be buying nothing from here. Yeah, they do, Blind, but they have to make it differently for the stuff that goes to the UK. Joe says, road. Yes, exactly. Bouncer says, America makes food to shrink your wiener. Just saying. Shrink your wiener, enlarge your heart, give you high blood pressure, hemorrhoids, diarrhea, skin rashes, autoimmune diseases, all kinds of stuff. Nova says, I figure I should ask here, would it be wrong of me to use $10 of the money graciously gifted to me by individuals from this chat to purchase 2 packs of smokes? I don't think you even have to ask, Nova. I mean, people donate money for you to use, so if you need smokes, I would get them. Tail says, and then pit you all on fake piles. Right, Tails? Blind says thyroid cancer. Blind says the FDA is out to kill every one of us. Jason says, I'd say so, Nova. Nova says, I use the other 45 for enough food for 5 days. Bouncer says, I've definitely been eating those dang wiener shrinking foods. Tom says, go for it. Smoke up. Okay, I just want to be transparent with what I've done with the money. Actually, Nova, to tell you the truth, I don't think anyone expects a grown man to tell them what he does with it. I mean, I don't think anybody gave you conditions, did they? Did they write in the little message part, don't buy alcohol, don't buy marijuana, don't buy cigarettes, don't buy pussy? I mean, now if you got one of those notes, then, it might be a thing. Blind says FDA, EPA, etc. all are guilty of crimes against humanity. Jenny says dogs bark from both ends. I guess I'm just prideful. It bothers me enough to ask for help. Joe says, if I donate money to anyone, do what the fuck you want with it. Right, Joe? I feel the same way. Bouncer says, Jenny Jones needs psychological services. That's probably my fault, Bouncer. Poor Jenny's been exposed to me for a long time. You're welcome, Nova, from each and every one of us. You know, kitten, I don't like kittens. Go away, kitty cat. We have a cat invading my territory. This kitten needs to go to PVF. Send all the cats to Poor Dirt Farmer. Jenny says, the road drove me nuts. Yeah, these years of exposure that Jenny's had to tolerate from me have driven her over the edge. Jason says, oh, I wish I could get a cat or 10. You can, Jason. You can come here and get like 20 of them if you want. I'd be glad to share them with you. Or you can borrow them too. Just don't ever return them. Jenny says, driving 90 down the highway. My little green Escort, Jenny, used to do 112. It was nice. Jason says, I ain't chancing it here at this apartment. Bouncer says, for a man that doesn't care for cats, you surely give lovin's to it a lot. A lot of cats. Jason says, but thanks. Nova says, I was nuts long before I met Road. Joe says, my French bulldog got bitten by a huge husky yesterday. Oh, damn, Joe. Jenny says, what? Was he hurt? Nova says, my Focus wagon hit 124. Awesome, Nova. Joe says, he's okay. I'm just making sure the teeth marks don't get infected. Jenny says, Alcata. Right? Alcata. Just pack it with antibiotic cream. Don't make the same mistake most people do and use hydrogen peroxide. The damn thing will never heal. Because hydrogen peroxide actually kills the cells. I don't even know why they sell that to people. Bouncer says, cheap antibacterial ointment or vodka will clean the wounds. Joe says, I got animal antiseptic. Jason says, hydrogen peroxide is good for mouthwash though, right? Yeah, it's good for mouthwash, Jason. But it's not good for wounds. Nova says, I think it's electronic limited. Wasn't even at $5,000. Damn, take that shit off there, Nova. Let that baby open up. Cat, stop. No, you're not going to climb up me. I'm not your friend. You don't belong to me. Blind says gunpowder for wounds. That's a wives' tale, Blind. Only time you use gunpowder is if you're going to cauterize something. Joe says, hydrogen peroxide. I think you can make an IED. Jenny says, what did the other dog owner have to say? Jenny, he probably said, get your dog, mate. Bouncer says, Road Dog Kennel, I believe I responded to your comment earlier, but then again, I'm not sure I'm even here right now. Blind says, super glue for small wounds. I always had sutures, hemostats, and a couple staple guns when I was raising dogs. Because it's inevitable. American bulldogs are going to tussle with each other. It's going to happen no matter what. Bouncer says gunpowder is dangerous to a dog's bloodstream. Yeah, the only time I've ever used gunpowder is for an emergency cauterization. And that was out in the field with a hunting dog, so it was a little different situation. Joe Public says, Jenny, it was my dog's fault. The other dog had enough of him smelling and licking him. Jenny says, doggy etiquette. Bouncer said, Joe, I get in trouble for the same thing around the nail salon. Alright, I'm going to leave you guys here on your own for a minute. I got to go drop this cup off. Oh, I got to get the eggs too. Alright, people, I'm going to leave you on your own for a couple minutes. I have to go put the eggs away. The fertile eggs. The fertile myrtle eggs. All right, the fertile eggs are now put away. Now I'm going to go hang the basket on the fence, and then I shall return. All right, let me catch up with Cat. Blind says it's going to get nuts in the USA. The whole world is going to get nuts. Blind. Blind says especially in Chicago. Jason says the New World Order government is trying to install Russia forces to invade any day now, likely after an EMP or such catastrophe, and econ the rest. An econ reset. An economy reset. Joe said, Blind, come to the UK, it's already fucked. Jenny says, Buttercup, Fall and Christmas 2018. Right on. Buttercup, Buttercup, you, I'm a Buttercup, Buttercup. Let's see, it's Friday. Next month is October. All right, so I'm going to fix my computer by October 3rd. But Blind says they've already been messing with the internet. Blind said they could shut the grid down within 20 seconds. Jason put up some Bible stuff that says, because it's time for most to meet our Maker in USA, really. Just telling you. I hope not, Jason. I hope that once my lights go out and I shut off, I hope that I'm done. I hope that I'm just completely done. That it's just like going to sleep and not waking up. I don't want to live through something again. I don't want another 60 some years. I just want to peacefully zap out. Joe says, I would love it if everything would shut down. Blind says, government drones can zap at any time. Can zap us at any time. Come on, ever since cell phones went out, they've been spying on us. Snowden exposed everything. People still think Snowden is, is like some kind of fake guy. I don't understand. Jay says, but the end of the entire Babylon world will end soon too. And that will be a good thing after 7 years from now. Joe Public says, government BDSM drones. 3-Eye Atlas is going to shake the world, just saying. Atlas or Atlas? I don't know. One of the two. The other day there were so many crickets out. Boar was catching them by the handfuls. I mean, it was insane. There were crickets everywhere. It looked like when when you're in a pet store and that one kid who's a dick pours all the crickets out that are being sold as reptile food on the floor and the ground. It's just full of crickets. That's what it looked like yesterday. Blind says the Babylonian Talmud people. Joe says if Atlas is aliens, they will look at us like a crap McDonald's drive-thru. Bouncer Slab. If it's real and not a project. Honestly, I don't even know what you guys are talking about. I know not of what you guys speak. I'm dumb. Blind. Comet is talking about them. Jenny says, have you seen Gray Dude lately? No, I have not, Jenny. I haven't seen Gray Dude in a while. Bouncer says, Bigfoot hanging bell, pop-up commercial. That's so cool. Mama Cookie says, hey, we all got to go sometime. Yep, we do, Mama. Joe Public says, we have been jumping topics. Tom says, I'm jumping in the shower. With a beer. Tommy, you're not professional until you can take a shower with a joint. Jenny says, let's go back to spam. Spam, spam, spam in a can. Bouncer says, we have a huge celestial danger heading our way, road. It's very large and close. Mama Cookie says, yeah, Jenny, and they found the booze. Blind says, still drinking Corona, Tom? I did not know that, Bouncer. Just like that guy who got shot in the neck. I had no clue who that guy was. I had to look it up to find out who the guy even was. I did see the 4-second clip though of when he gets hit in the neck. Bouncer says, I'm eating homemade jerky. All right, people. That's my cue. I got to take off. a friend of mine, his wife passed away, and he just tried to call me, so I'm going to call him back, and yeah, well, we'll see how that goes. So take care, everyone. Thanks for coming to the most boring live stream ever on YouTube today and in the future. And we will see you people again tomorrow if you're so inclined to come back to another boring stream. Until then, take care, everyone. With that, peace. I'm out of here.